Hello everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today I'm doing a foundation review and it's been so long since I last did one, so I thought it was high time that I featured another. And today the one I'm trying is the Revolution Matte Base Foundation, and it looks like this. It's in a tube and you get 28 millilitres in this, and it is a matte base pore blurring full coverage foundation. So I'm intrigued to see how this is because I love a matte foundation. I also love it when it's pretty much full coverage. Now Revolution do so many different shades in this. I think they have 24 at the minute, but knowing them, they're going to expand that soon. So you're sure to find one that's at least a similar match to your skin. The one I chose is F05, and this is the very palest one that they do, and it's for more pink undertones, which isn't really what I have, but at the same time the other two, when I tested them in the shop, looked either too dark or too orange, and obviously for pale skin you don't want orange whatsoever. But obviously pale skin is slightly more pink toned anyway. It obviously just depends on your preference of foundation. So before we start, I'll just remind you of my skin type, and that is oily, especially T-zone, and that is where the largest pores are. As you can see, I have a few blemishes right now, which is kind of annoying, and also some redness on my chin. So yeah, I'm just hoping that this foundation is going to cover all of that. And it does say it's pore blurring, so I'm definitely intrigued. Without further ado, we'll get on to putting this foundation on. Now I have already primed my skin with one that I normally use, and I'm also going to do one side with a sponge and the other with a brush, because some foundations work better with different ones, and in the tube this feels quite mousse-like. I don't know if it's going to come out like that. So I'm going to start off with the brush side first, and I'm using the Spectrum Bo1 brush. I've really been loving this brush at a minute and I highly recommend it. It's very soft, and yes, it does need a bit of a clean, but that's besides the point. So I'm just going to put this on the back of my hand, which is what I normally do. Oh, actually it's quite a lot thinner than I thought. It's definitely more of a liquid. See there how it comes out? I think this might have been better with a pump rather than the tube, but at the same time, I'm going to try it. Not quite sure how much you need of this. It does look quite pink though, so I'm not sure if this is going to be a good match for me or not. I'm just going to use the brush just to blend that in. Actually, it's not too bad of a shade. For me, if you can see it with my neck, it actually looks like it matches in quite well. It does seem to dry quite quickly though, so you do need to work quite quick to blend it with the brush anyway. I don't know if you can see on camera, but there's a few places that don't seem to have covered as well, so I'm just going to go with the second coat just on those places. I don't know, maybe I just didn't put enough on the first time, which is possible because obviously it's a new one and I wasn't sure how much. Oh, it's definitely buildable, which is good, and that's really what you want with a full, well, supposedly full coverage foundation. Now as you can see from both sides, it is a little bit paler, but obviously you can just add a little bit of bronzer, but it does seem to recover quite well. It doesn't seem to be drying at all, since it's a matte foundation, and it just seems to have covered all the pores quite well, so I'm quite pleased with that. I'm going to zoom in so you can see just that side. See, it has covered quite a bit. I mean, you can still see this, but you always can. But the redness on my chin, it has definitely covered it over. So I'm going to go on to the other side, and this is one I'm going to use with the sponge. So I'm just going to do the same. Put roughly the same amount on, well, as much as you can with this. And the sponge I'm using is literally just a £1 one from Superdrug. I find these so good. And as they're not expensive, you can just replace it when you need to, rather than spending like a load on beauty blenders. This does such a good job. And obviously it's £1, or it was last time I bought them, so when it gets dirty you can just chuck it out. To blend as well with the sponge, it seems to sort of melt away. I think you're getting more of the full coverage with the brush. But like I said, all foundations are different. Like some work so much better with a brush than the sponge, but then sometimes it's the other way around as well. I think especially when you've got pale skin, if a brush leaves strokes, you can definitely see it a lot more than maybe if you have a darker skin tone. Yeah, it doesn't seem to have covered as much. Like you can still see the blemishes up here. It does seem to blend very, very easily into your skin though, which is so good. Okay, back to the other side. On camera, they actually look exactly the same. I don't know, it doesn't seem to have filled in the pores as well here. Like everywhere else seems alright, apart from obviously this bit where it doesn't want to cover it, or for whatever reason. I'll zoom you in again so you can see. You can see it's not quite filled in the pores quite the same, but it's still pretty decent. So now I'm just going to go and do my eye makeup and brows, and then I'll come back and show you how powder products blend into it and if it works well with that. So now I've just done the rest of my makeup, like brows, eyes. I've not really done anything really, just a bit of mascara. I'm now going to see how powder products blend into it. I don't actually use powder anymore because I don't feel like it suits my skin anymore, as I use matte foundations anyway. But of course I use powder products like highlighter and different things. So for a little bit of contour, I don't normally do it that much. I'm using the Pixie Glow Cake, and this is in Gilded Bear Glow. As you can see, it's got 3 different colours, and I'm just going to use somewhere in the middle here as more like a contour shade. And I'm also using the Spectrum 805 brush, which is an angled fluffy one. I only ever really do like just a little bit of this contour, but I find this really, really good if you're pale as well. Like the shades just blend into your skin so well, and I just really like it. It seems to be blending really, really easily into the foundation without going harsh or like caking up or anything like that. It just seems to blend in really easily and nicely, which of course is what you want. So yeah, I'm quite pleased with how that's gone on. And for highlight, I'm using the Anastasia Aurora palette. I got this for Christmas and I'm absolutely loving it. I love all the different shades. Today I'm going to go for Eclipse, which is this top one up here. It's like a peachy colour. And once again, this is really, really good for pale. I've got to say I'm just using the same brush again, because I can't bother getting another. And using it with this brush, it makes it quite subtle as well, rather than like in your face. See the highlight all that well because the light's not brilliant today, but that blends in really well. And normally, especially on this side, because my skin sort of has razors in it, it sort of clumps to it, but it doesn't seem to have done. As you can see, it all looks quite smooth and doesn't look cakey at all. Like when I was first putting this on, I thought it was going to come out quite cakey, all the foundation, but it actually seems to come quite well. I would say it's maybe more of a medium than full coverage, especially on this side. You can see where it's not quite covered things. Like the foundation itself has actually done a pretty good job of looking natural. Like even though it's like this pink, you can see just a little bit of my neck. It's not actually that obvious when in person. I think on camera it's just showing it up slightly more for some reason, and normally it's the other way around. But I think for £5 you can't really go wrong, to be honest. Like it looks quite good and I'm quite pleased with it. I would happily go out wearing this. I would say if maybe you have dry skin, it might not be for you unless you use a really moisturising primer underneath, as obviously it's matte so it's quite drying, but for oily skin that is perfect. So I hope you liked this video, and please give it a big thumbs up if you did, and don't forget to subscribe as well. I have a new video every single week, and I'll see you soon with another. Bye!